Hi, I'm here talking about rule number 8, which is to not be embarrassed. And today I'm going to tell you an embarrassing story that happened to me. I have two embarrassing stories. This is the first one, and then my next video will be the second one. So lucky you, you get to hear lots of embarrassing things that happened to me. So my first incident has to do with when I was in college, and I took an acting class that I really didn't understand very much. It was Chekhov, and I was supposed to read the book, and I didn't read the book. So I'm sure that's why I didn't understand it, because I just started reading the book recently, and I kind of get what we were doing, but I didn't understand it at the time. So we were doing this exercise that I really had no clue why we were doing it. You were supposed to walk in front of a group of people, students sitting there, and say hello in any way you wanted to. Hello, hi, how you doing, whatever you wanted to say. Most people just said hey, hi, whatever. So I thought, hey, this is a really good opportunity to be creative. So I went up there and I saw the line of people sitting there, and I looked at the first person and I said, her name was Abby, and I said, hi, Abby. And she looked at me like I was weird, which I kind of was being weird, and she said hi. And I looked at the next person, I said, hi, Kara, and she said hi. And I went through the whole line of people saying hi to each individual person. As the longer I stood up there, the more I realized this was a bad idea, and the more embarrassed I got. And I got to my instructor, and I could just see on his face, he thought like what I was doing was crazy, and I was regretting it already. And then I got to one kid who I always get confused about his name, because there's another guy I know who reminds me of him. And so I always think his name is David, but I know it's not. So I got to him, and I wasn't going to say David because I knew that was wrong, but I couldn't think of what his name actually was. And he sat there looking at me for a long time, and I was just like, I'm sorry, I can't remember. And his big helpful hint was to say, there are two of me. And I understood what that meant, although other people in the class explained to me what he meant by that. I understood that. I love how none of the people in the class actually told me his name. They were just explaining his hint. So there's two of him. There's two people with his name in the musical theater class of 2015. So I understood that, but I just couldn't place his name. I just couldn't think of it. So eventually, I guess he told me Sean was his name. And I said, hi, Sean, and I finished up the line, and I was so embarrassed, and I just sat there, like, waiting for the class to be over, not looking at anyone, and the class ended. I just ran out of there. I just never wanted to see those people again. I was so embarrassed, and of course, all of these people are in, like, all of my classes, because our class was pretty small, and we had a lot of major specific classes. So I came back, and I couldn't look at anybody. It came back to class the next week, and I was so embarrassed. So that's my first embarrassing story, and next week I'm going to talk about my second. Not next week, a few days. And then we're going to talk about maybe how I could have handled the situation and dealt with it a little better, so I might have been a little less embarrassed. So stay tuned for the next video, which will be in a few days, and good luck handling your hypomania. I hope nothing embarrassing happens to you, but if it does, shake it off.